Hi, it's Kevin Markarian with Marker Real Estate, and I'm going to talk about 7 mistakes that real estate agents make. And the mistakes that I'm going to talk about are on different levels of an agent's career. So you can be a brand new agent, you can be a top producer. These kind of cover all different levels. So I'm just going to jump right into it. Mistake number one, particularly for a brand new agent, is that they don't plan for a financial run up. What do I mean by financial run up? Starting out in real estate, first of all, it's a very transactional industry. So if you don't have the financial backing to survive 3, 4, 5, 6 months, especially getting into it for the first time, it could be a shock. Okay, so just make sure you have the ability financially to survive while you ramp up and build up your business, which is why it's really important to work, if you are getting started, with a company that offers leads. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is, don't start off as an assistant. Don't ever want to be anybody's assistant. Okay, not because it's like an ego thing. You might be thinking that might be the reason why. It's not that. It's because if you start off as an assistant, what happens? I'm an assistant for somebody. That means I'm getting a paycheck from somebody. So if I want to get into real estate in an industry that there's no paychecks, what am I really doing? I'm training myself to continue getting a paycheck. So at some point, you're going to have to jump. You're going to have to go for it, right? So if I start off as somebody's assistant in real estate, in my opinion, I've seen it happen. People get stuck in that world, and you end up having this dream of becoming a realtor, doing the real estate thing and becoming an entrepreneur, and you end up getting stuck in this world of being an assistant. It's hard to get out because you end up having a certain lifestyle, and so I don't recommend it. I'd prefer hiring someone as a consultant than becoming somebody's assistant starting off in real estate. Number three is focusing too much on a particular property type, a particular property demographic, or a particular area. Okay, so people, I've heard many times say, when you first get into real estate or at any point, you need to focus, particularly when you first get started. So starting out, you need to focus on a particular area, focus on a particular type of property, whatever. I don't think that's a good idea. Why? Because especially starting out, you need to earn your stripes. You need to get out there and work with as many clients as possible, work with as many property types as possible, and don't say no. Raise your hand, say yes to everything. Okay, so don't focus too much on one particular thing. Now that doesn't mean not to focus on particular type of marketing or particular type of strategy. Not saying that, but what I'm saying is, don't turn clients down. You can't say no to business when you're getting started. Okay, especially if if you're short on cash. All right. So, and I'll get to some of the strategy on number 6 and 7. Okay. Number 4 is mistakes that people make is that the discipline factor. We don't take it seriously enough, right? We think we're going to come in, we watch a show, or we have a certain expectation that we're going to come in and just kill it right off the bat, which it happens. But it's also a challenge. You have to work at it. It takes time. So, and it takes the discipline of day-to-day work that we have to put in, prospecting day-to-day, following up day-to-day, reaching out to clients day-to-day, building relationships nonstop, continuously, on a consistent basis to get us to where we need to be. And there's nobody there really holding you accountable. That's the hard part. So it's the discipline that it takes to go in every single day and do the same things over and over and over again. And that's kind of what makes the difference between somebody who's going to make it or not. And I remember as a kid, I had a coach who would always tell me the difference between an amateur and a professional is consistency. So if you can consistently show up and do the right things every day over and over again, you're going to get good results. Number 5 is they don't get a CRM. Okay, it's a simple thing. But if we're working in a people business, we need to be able to manage people, right? So if I'm having lots of conversations, it's hard to keep up with my account conversations. The idea is to have as many conversations as possible. It's the saying goes, it takes 40 positive conversations about real estate to get to one transaction. So if it takes 40 positive conversations about real estate to get to one transaction, how many actual conversations is that going to take? It might take triple that, quadruple that, right? So all these conversations, we need to be strategic about it and know what my last conversation was with the particular person. And the way to do that, if you want to do it right, is manage it through a CRM. So I keep track of everything, keep track of all my conversations with people, so that next time I reach out, it's like it just pick up where the last kind of thing left off, right? So That's number 5. Number 6 is they don't have a plan for their marketing. Don't have a plan for their marketing. What does that mean? So my big thing has always been online leads and generating leads at a high level. So we generate thousands and thousands of leads now. We offer them to agents on our team. We have a system and a process and a whole kind of structure around it that's been built over a long period of time. And it started out because I was just working on generating online leads. And so whether your strategy is online leads, whether your strategy is maybe farming, whether your strategy is doing mailers, whatever the case may be, pick a strategy and go with that strategy and just go deep with it and just continue to work it over. Like whether it's expired, some people focus on expired, some people focus on door knocking, some people focus on prospecting. Now that doesn't contradict what I said on the earlier one, which is don't focus on a particular buyer or seller or whatever. No, what I'm saying is that it's people talk about, okay, only sell homes at a certain price when you're first starting out. Oh, don't go under a certain price or whatever. No, what I'm saying is do your marketing, blanket everything, right? And you can focus on a particular neighborhood, but blanket everything and don't say no to any business. If something comes from outside, then I'll go with that. I'll work that. As long as I'm able to provide the value to the client. I'm not saying, go out of your way and not provide value. Like within your area of expertise, be able to provide what the client deserves in terms of professionalism and expertise. But you haven't earned the right, I think, at any time almost to say no. But unless it's going to impact your ability to provide the amount of value to your client, who am I to be a snob and say no to somebody? So that's how I look at it. But but then other people look at it different ways. But that's what I've always felt. So number 7 is the mistakes that people have is they don't have systems in place. So now that you've picked out your CRM, now you picked out the right marketing. Now how are you going to manage? You need to be able to generate. We need customers, right? We need leads. So how are you going to manage all those leads? How are you going to manage those relationships? And it comes back kind of like touching on number 5, but it's just having the right systems in place. So if a lead comes in, a client comes in off of your marketing, what do you do? How does that process work? And having the right people, if it comes to that point where you're starting to hire, having the right people in the right places to do the right things to get you the right results. That sounded pretty good. So those are the 7 steps. And I wanted to share those with you guys. There should be more information that you can register for or click on. If there's anything that you'd like to learn more about, let me know. I'd love to talk with you more and hopefully learn about what you're doing so we can continue to grow and improve our industry. Hope you have a great day. Thanks.